This is death.
Patrolling the valley makes me wish for a nuclear winter.
Ah, there you are. You've turned into quite a sound investment already. Good work. We're going to be sifting through the ashes of that fight for weeks. NCR Radio's already got wind of it and are having a field day. It sounds like we're going to have to advance our deal here. I just lost water and power in Union City in the last 30 minutes. We ain't got enough boots on the ground to go scout it out and see what happened. I have 2 missions for you, if you're willing. Right. Figured you might. I can only blackmail you for so long. So how's about we work out a settlement? I won't mention your ties to Rossman and his arrest warrants as long as I live, on the condition you take up this mission for me. I just got eyewitness reports of what you're capable of, and I want you on my side. $200 a week plus bonus upon completion of objectives. You get free range of NCR facilities and this outpost, permit to carry arms in NCR territory, and a license to kill in our behalf. How does that sound? Damn it, we're talking about the lives of the NCR citizens here. $200 could buy a house in Santa Monica. All right, $300. Talk to the robot at the gunrunner store. You'll find he's more willing to deal with an NCR contractor. Look, I know you're a bright kid. You'll figure it out on your own eventually. So here's the deal. About 18 years ago, Kevin Rossman sat right there where you are. Told me about a bunch of kids he just saved from death in the wasteland. I was a colonel back then. I watched the command drop the ball on his case, and 20 years later, here we are. Union City is burning, the raiders are on a rampage, and the word is that the Enclave is sniffing around looking for a weak spot to strike. Rossman was betrayed by the NCR's prospector company, Nova Star. The Mercs were assigned to follow him and break into that vault. But I'd seen Rossman's work. He knew more about the danger in this valley than anyone else. Wasn't shy about shooting them before HQ could act. We need Rossman now more than ever. If you're as close as we get, that's fine by me. Ah, I bet. Sounds about like him. You were just a baby when all this went down. Rossman probably decided to spare you the details. The Wasteland Scouts kept all the Southern California in check for nearly 20 years. They fought the Enclave, Brotherhood, Raiders, super mutants. There's stories of them all over the place. But the one common thread is this. They did good work. Illegal? Yes. But it saved lives. So I don't expect you to know all the details. I expect their training to have rubbed off in some way. See? Now we're on the right track. Let's go over your mission specifics and see what we can plan out. All right, now that we've got all this pleasant talk out of the way, we'd better get hurrying. Union City is without power and water. We've had electricity from up north of New Reno nigh on to 25 years. There's an old relay station on the dry lake routing the juice to us. There's a savage chieftain out east. Has a tribe stationed around a water reserve from before the Great War. It's where we get our pipeline. Raiders must have hit it pretty hard. The scouts say they're fending off some locals. Those same locals are in control of our water supply. I need you to get the power running at the relay, then hightail it over to the Savages' hidden city to fix the water. If my men could hold down the Fort Traipse across the desert, absolutely. But as it stands, we only got about 100 men garrisoned here. If we spread out, there's several thousand raiders backed up by slaves that'll storm down out of those hills and be over the line in minutes. Till NCR's main military force arrives, we're screwed. That's why I'm hiring you. Look, I'd love to sit and talk history with you, but time is running out while we sit around with our thumbs up our ass. All right, fine. What do you want to know? Look, NCR Radio likes the Republic to come across as the biggest, most functional organization in the desert, but it's not. LA is swarming with crime. We're talking organized crime, the kind that makes the raiders look like pansies. These are rich men ruling entire cities. The hub is essentially tied up defending corporate interests, banks, and escorting caravans. The politics are as complicated as the trade routes. Every big company has a military credit they pay extra for. Our police and military are looking more and more like private mercenaries. We're also facing an ever-expanding border far to the northern frontier. Then we have an ever-ending reconstruction effort. To top it off, there's word our president might be impeached, just like the last one. This country's a mess, kid. A combination of inflation and stagnation. All complicated mumbo-jumbo I'm not privy to, let alone understand. Long and the short is that NCR expanded across all of California, Oregon, and parts of Nevada, all the way down to old Mexico. Here in San Bernardino, we draw the line. Everything from here on out to Arizona is dry and miserable wasteland. It's a hellish radioactive nightmare. We assimilated every tribe in the wastes, spent millions on getting them pacified and educated, then started them on an IV of tax into our coffers. But it hasn't panned out. The tribals weren't businessmen nor interested in paying jobs. Can't bleed a stone, so President Tandy's plan ran aground. Now we need to expand, to conquer new terrain and find new sources of tax money. That, and more electricity and more clean water, like that exists. The NCR kept up its expansion for years. Now it's run out of room. The economy can't adapt, so they're panicking. Well, this is top secret, so let everybody hear it as a rumor. Scouts say that there's a city far up north. Las Vegas on the old maps. People say it's still up there, untouched, just waiting out in the desert, totally pristine, a ghost town of gold. They also say there's a legendary Hoover Dam just sitting out there, full of clean water. Jameson was on his way up there when he ran into you. But before that, we need to crack this survivalist nut and free I-15. The Senate can't wait. They'll muster forces and we'll take their position. We'll figure out everything else after the dust settles. Unless the raiders genuinely fucked it up, it's just a matter of throwing a switch. We replaced all the electrics 20 years ago. This line doesn't feed all of LA, just part. So NCR isn't freaking out about it yet. Hell, if anything, it's buying them time to hit the crime lords. Power's not a giant concern. We've been in the dark before. But it's nice to have cool drinks and fresh food. So you'd better hurry. I don't think that's gonna happen. Not unless you're some damn wizard. It is, but you'll be agile working alone, operating on your own rules. It'll take about 8 days for NCR to finally rally its forces together and take a defensive line against the raiders. Until then, we're on our own. Water and power are critical to our survival, but all my men are trapped here, holding this position. Raiders caught us a checkmate. All right, you have your mission? Good luck, kid. You're gonna need it. Just make sure to keep an open mind. There are a lot of ways to solve these problems. Not all of them require you to get shot up. I like your enthusiasm. Before you run out and conquer the world, how are you planning on doing it? Can't ask for better. Good luck.
You there! You're the vault dweller that has the general up in arms. I need to speak with you. Please, have a seat. So, General Silverman has sent you on an important mission. I have an addition to that. If you're willing to listen to my proposition, I could make the venture quite profitable. If not, things could get very difficult for you. Good. As you can tell, Silverman isn't exactly in a position to have hired you. You're not part of the organization. Let me explain to you what is really going on here. I am a senator, sent to provide oversight of Silverman's command in the past. He has a tendency to, let me think of the polite term, blatantly ignore orders. Yes, that's the polite way to phrase it. The reality is he tends to shit on congressional oversight and do whatever he pleases. You can see my dilemma. No, it makes him a rogue element. His position is bought and paid for by the taxpayers. My taxpayers. I have to rein him in before he drags us into a war. I'm going to have to ask for your cooperation in this matter. It will make my job much easier. But the NCR's forces aren't going to show up. Congress has assured it. The people need this stalemate to go on just a little bit longer. You clearly don't have the same political mind as we do. There is more at work here than the simple philosophical disagreements between Raiders and NCR. My family is part of a large organization in New Reno with a long history within the NCR. We've seen it through all of its phases, including this decades-long stalemate. We're using it as leverage across a wide theater of influence, the outcome of which is the continued survival of the NCR and our current administrator. Possibly. Would you like to hear what I'm offering? I like you already. I'm offering a salary double of Silverman's offer. You carry out these missions for me, but you leave the Raider warlords alive. For now. When you finish this mission to the power plant, I have a feeling you'll find a like-minded Raider that may prove valuable to my plans. Talk to her. That's all I ask. Strike a deal if you're brave, but ensure she survives. Here's an advance of $500. Don't fail me. Good. Be on your way.
Hey there, kid. You see all that blood and gore from the last battle? Golly! I never thought I'd see the day when the Raiders would try to attack Union City Outpost again. This means war. Name's Bert Grummett, Comm Officer, NCR Territorial Forces, Charlie Company. I've been stationed here in Union City the past 6 years. Ain't never seen this dusty asshole in such a mess. Where'd you come from anyway? You're not exactly dressed in officer getup, but your skin's about as nice as I've seen. Yeah, that much is obvious. One of Silverman's new guys, huh? Alright, not saying anything. This? Ah, that's Old Glory. .50 50 caliber Bozar, anti-material. We've had a good run, me and Old Glory. Seen our fair share of raiders, super mutants, centaurs, graboids, rad scorpions. You name it. Tossed a couple of grenades out into the desert one time, got swarmed by death claws. Old Glory and I stood toe-to-toe and never missed a round. Then again, I was up on a pile of boulders out in Nevada for 3 days. Nothing but MREs to wipe my ass with. Not exactly a fitting end to the story, but we had to walk away empty-handed, and I was out $80 in ammo. I just might, but say, you aren't exactly in regimental order, soldier. Who are you? Figures. The government thinks it can buy its way out of anything these days. They'll be replacing all of us with private deals soon enough, running a whole damn mercenary army off taxpayer dollars. Huh. Yeah, right. But you know it would be good to get a little something out of the old birds up top. Alright, fine. I have spare cash to requisition help when I need it. Might as well go to you. With the raiders riding roughshod over half the valley, it's a wonder we're in half the decent shape we're in. I need all the help I can get squaring away our supply lines. Would you be interested in doing a little recon and retrieval for me? All right. There's a caravan heading south along I-15. Nobody's been in contact with them, so they don't know what's going on. With the raiders choking off the highway, they're all heading to their graves. I need you to go warn them to steer clear, all right? Here, this old comm officer knows his way around a pit boy. Let me see it. All right, there. That's where they'll be in 1 hour, if they weren't ahead of schedule, which they might be. If that's the case, well, they're likely in trouble. Just pick up what's left and bring them home. Let's better hope so. Good luck. Well, looks like you made it back with half the livestock and a fistful of dog tags. Where are the rest of them? Oh, shit! The Brahmin must have wandered off into the desert somewhere. Damn it! Alright, well, you know, I have a feeling where it went. You up for another $10? Well, there's an old mine out east in the grasslands, a good ways from the desert. It's the only place where water pools set for Black Bear Canyon, and that's way off track. Here, let me show you. Here, head here and I reckon you'll find them along the way. Don't know how you'll do it, it's dangerous as hell. Keep your eyes out for old Uga and his boogeymen. They're likely to have found him by now. Better hurry.